Hello, welcome to A Bite of the Mini-Apple. Today, a beautiful day. We're here on the Greenway just off Nicollet Mall. My name's Lori Johnson.
And I'm TJ Naeem. And A Bite of the Mini-Apple is a video directory of things to do and places to go for the resident and tourists alike here in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. Lori's going to tell us what's coming up on the program.
First off, we'll be going to the Minnesota Zoological Gardens. Ann Mitchell will give us a guided tour of the Tropics Trail,
which is the world's largest enclosed structure in the zoo world.
That's very interesting. Let's go to Ann in Apple Valley.
I'm here today at the Minnesota Zoological Gardens in Apple Valley, Minnesota. The Minnesota Zoo is on a 500-acre site donated by Dakota County. It's home to over 1,300 different animals representing 450 different species, all in their natural habitats. The zoo consists of 5 different trails: the Ocean Trail, the Tropics Trail, the Discovery Trail, the Northern Trail, and the Minnesota Trail. Today I'm going to be taking a walk through the Tropics Trail. So come on, let's get going. Now in the Tropics Trail, which is the greatest single structure in the zoo world. This indoor oasis of plants and animals from Southeast Asia is home to over 450 different animals and 15,000 plants. Behind me, you will see the Gibbon Lagoon area, which is home to several different species of animals, the most prominent being, of course, the gibbon. The gibbon is a small agile ape which lives in family groups in the dense forests of Southeast Asia. The gibbon's family day begins and ends with a chorus of loud hooting calls, which are thought to signal other gibbons in the area of their territory and location. The lagoon is also home to several different species of birds, including a flock of lesser flamingos, which are on the other side of the island. If you watch them closely, you may observe them displaying various forms of social behavior. Up ahead of me is one of the zoo's most popular attractions, the 2 bottlenose dolphins. Let's get a little closer and see if we can't take a good look at them. Dolphins have few natural enemies, with the exception of killer whales and sharks. Groups of dolphins may sometimes assemble when frightened and will attack intruders in their territory. Dolphins may sometimes kill sharks by ramming them in the gills and in the stomach with their snouts. Dolphins produce 3 general types of sounds: clicks, whistles, and burst pulse sounds. It's widely believed that the clicks are used in echolocation and that the burst pulse and whistle sounds are used in social communications. When echolocating, a dolphin will emit a series of clicks which vary in pitch and intensity. These clicks then return to the dolphin in the form of an echo. This may then allow the dolphin to compute the object's distance, direction, speed, size, and perhaps internal structure. I'm now approaching the leopard's cage. Within it, you will see a black leopard. Although it looks fairly exotic, in reality it's relatively common. Of all the big cats, the leopard is the most adaptable and lives in the greatest variety of habitats. It's for this reason, although endangered, that the leopard is doing better in the wild than other big cats. Now for a quick look at a favorite on the Ocean Trail. Time for the most popular exhibit at the zoo, the beluga whale. The beluga whale is a rarely exhibited animal, but we are fortunate to have a pair on display here at our zoo. The story behind the belugas and their arrival here begins in Manitoba in 1977. It's dawn at Churchill River, Manitoba. With the sun rising, the belugas swim into water off Hudson Bay looking for fish to feed on. 14 zoologists from Minnesota split up into trios in 2-man search boats. Each boat must have an experienced whale jumper. Once a beluga is sighted and within distance, the jump, timing, and thrust of the lariat is critical. Care and dexterity are needed to avoid injuring the sensitive forehead. A young beluga has been captured without struggle. Zoo staff and whaler tenderly position the whale under outrigger booms on the transport canoe. This prized possession must be carefully brought to shore and examined in the holding tank. 14 men struggle to carry the 1,500-pound beluga to shore without injury to man or animal. Fortunately, the beluga disposition may be described in human terms as calm, curious, and confident. Our female was very tranquil during the moving phase of her adventure. The set of whales was examined thoroughly. The sex of each whale was determined and their skin checked for wounds. Blood and mucus samples are taken to check for parasites or infection. Their heart and lungs are listened to and their temperature taken. The goal was 1 male and 1 female in a perfectly fit condition. Nothing less will meet the requirements. The whales were transported back home in a carefully tailored hammock and each had a comfy, padded jet berth. They finally arrived August 16, 1977, to their new home of 500,000 gallons. Thereafter, an active program of feeding, behavioral conditioning, and physical checkups was begun. For a brief encounter with some of the other animals in the Tropics Trail at the Minnesota Zoo. Well, that's the end of our journey through the Tropics Trail and through the Minnesota Zoological Gardens. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at what the Minnesota Zoo has to offer. Come and discover it for yourself. I'm Ann Mitchell. We're in Apple Valley, Minnesota at the Minnesota Zoological Gardens.
Scientists told us about the Tropics Trail at the zoo, a way to stay warm as the weather turns cool. But once winter is here, which every Minnesotan loves, what does the zoo have to offer for the outdoors enthusiast? The answer is cross-country skiing. But you'll have to call the zoo for more information because right now, we're going to go over to the studios of KSTP Radio in St. Paul, where Craig Burton will be interviewing that top morning radio personality, Michael J. Douglas. Let's go see what he has to say.
My guest today is Michael J. Douglas, or better known as Donuts, on KS95.
Hi, Craig. How you doing?
Good.
Good to be on your show.
My first question
Is this
for
going
you-
overseas?
No, this is
Hi to my friends
local.
in Japan.
Channel 6.
Channel 6, local television. Hi to my uncle in Crystal. How are you? Since the divorce, you haven't been looking too good. He doesn't jog or work out anymore. I hope you're not dead watching this. What's going on, Craig?
Well, my first question for you is, what route did you take to gain prominence in market size such as the Twin Cities?
A lot of hard work, driving to work every day, pay your bills, go to School of Communication Arts. That's it. That's all you need to know, right?
That's right.
No, what route did I take? Well, I took 36 in from Stillwater today. I live way over in Wisconsin. That's a really good question. Unfortunately, I don't have a really good answer.
You went to...
You got to keep plugging away.
You went to Brown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want the... Oh, okay. I started Clown Institute way back when, and made it through there. I goofed around a lot there, of course, and always did... I got in trouble a lot for flunking word wrangle, you know, and for dinging around all the time, late to school. So don't listen to your teachers, you kids. You can be late as often as you want to. It has no bearing. No, they used to really get in a lot of trouble for being late, which is good. But I got out of Brown. They sent me to some WLST. We used to call it WLS Toilet in Escanaba, Michigan. Lasted there about 2 months, went next door for rock and roll, you know. Everybody gets out of school, I want the rock show, baby, you know. Heck with these polkas. Went over there, lasted a year, could never get a raise, so I just kept inching my way back to the cities. Everybody wants to get back home so their mommy and daddy can hear them, you know. Or came back through Wausau, Wisconsin, and worked in River Falls, Kadan, a little toilet place. I hope none of you kids have to go there. And then after Kadan, KDWB, that was when I switched over to news. They had no jock openings, so they said, hey, would you like to read news? I said, how much? They said, how's this look? Give me a figure. Holy balls, man, I'll do that. You know, good money.
You worked at U100.
U100, I was down there, did all the goofy
Grabs Me?
Yeah, U100 Grabs Me. We were the dirtiest station in the Twin Cities. If there's any little culties out there, Jerry St. James is now down in Detroit. Worked there, and then I worked as an independent record pusher for a while. And then I heard of an opening here back when we were automated at KS95, and then Knapp came along and started cracking the whip, and we got away from automation, and here it is. Everything just kind of fell into place. But all along, I think, in all serious advice for anybody watching this over there is keep plugging away, you know, and always learn everything you can at every station you're at, and as soon as you can really look in the mirror and say, hey, I know more than this joker who's the boss around here. Time to get your tapes out and move on, you know, get going.
Good. What qualities do you feel a person should possess to get a morning drive type show like Chuck Knapp and yourself at?
Wow. God, if I knew that, I'd be making a lot more money. I don't know. It still amazes me that so many people listen to this show. It amazes me every time I go into some small town bar or in some parade, you know, hi, donuts, blah, blah, blah. I am getting to be a local celebrity, and that just about knocks me on my rear end. Yeah, I just keep doing this every day. I like to ad-lib a lot. I do a lot of rip and read. I don't care. You know, I like to make a mockery out of the entire thing. And, yeah, you know. But you have to be able to turn it on and turn it off. I think that's the most important thing. You're going through a terrible divorce at home or whatever, which I have. The next morning, you're on the air. You know, her lawyer's on the phone. Yeah, it's going to cost you $1,500 more. You got to yuck it up. You know, you have a job to do. You sooner or later learn how to be an actor or actress, whatever the case may be, and you have to learn to leave your problems at the front door, get your rear end in there, sit down, and be the character that you play. That's all there is to it.
What are your other responsibilities at KS95 other than your show, and approximately how many hours a day do you spend doing them?
Well, that's a guarded secret. If Stanley Hubbard is watching this program, I get in here at 2 a.m. every day and type out all these stories in triplicate, send a copy to the FCC, and then I have to write all these jokes, of course, for all the other guys. So I get in here, I roll in, I get up at 3:30, roll in here about 5, and, you know, it takes a while to read the newspapers and just kind of make up your mind as to what the hell you're going to do that day. You know, what's the topic? You want to talk about 55-mile-an-hour speed limit? Want to talk about transvestites? Generally, I'm responsible for coming up with some kind of theme, although the Knapp would argue with you on that. I mean, he gets the credit, I got the ideas, you know? But he's the boss, you know. Do that, and then 9 o'clock, of course, off the air, but then I've got a few clients to take care of. You know, I might have to drive out on Highway 12 and meet the Tires Plus people or Red Owl or, you know, there's a lot of, I like to say, dupa kissing involved, but you'll find out.
PR work.
Yeah, PR work.
Do you get much feedback in the form of calls and letters about your sarcastic, facetious type remarks you make on the air?
Sarcastic and facetious?
Yes. You're not guilty of that?
You nappy-headed white person. What are you talking about? Yeah. May a camel with diarrhea sit on your couch?
I remember.
I get a lot of letters. I could show you some of them. I get tons of letters.
I remember
a lot of them.
Specifically about somebody's dog getting eaten by a muskie.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That's a true story, too. Generally, if I get a local, one of my favorite things to get into is local folklorisms, and I think that should go down in history. A little yappy poodle, you know, that gets eaten by a giant muskie in Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. That's David Letterman stuff, man. Yeah. And there was a lot of people mad about that. Unfortunately, it was a true story, so we had every right to talk about it. If somebody wants to laugh, fine. I like poodles. I like all little animals. But one of my other points, like Marty Stouffer on Wild America, is the big naughty muskie ate the poodle. I didn't, you know. So it's not my fault, you know. People like wolves. Oh, they're kind little creatures. Well, watch them eat up some farmer's calf, you know. I get a big bang out of... I like to tease the animal lovers because I love animals myself. Only I don't just love them. I feed them, shoe them, trim them, train them, you know. So I get a real kick out of those, what do I call them, knee-jerk reactionaries. Is that how they call them? Knee-jerk?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of jerks out there, too. You get calls. God, one day I said, what is the legislature doing with this? They're debating whether or not golf courses that don't allow women to golf on Saturday mornings should have a tax break or something. I said, God, don't they? People are starving all over. Farmers are going down. You know, don't go to that golf club, ladies, if they won't. You know, go on in there and protest them. Why does the legislature got to ding around with this? Whoa, did I get calls from the women. Well, wait a minute, Donis. How would you like it if there's a law you couldn't fish on Saturdays? So, well, I wouldn't put up with it. I'd fish on Saturdays. But, yeah, I got to be real careful. Some days, people are not in the same mood they are on other days. You can get away with murder some days and everybody laughs. But if it's a day, like after a sunny day like today, when the weather's just crummy and winter's back, everyone's crabby. You better not tease about anything.
Or a Monday or a day after holiday or some hangovers.
Everybody's got their problems. Like I say, lighten up, world, you know, big deal. Worry about nuclear war or something, don't we?
Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
We're done already?
Yeah.
Come on, ask me some more stuff.
This is Craig Burton with KSCA Television, Channel 6. Have a nice day.
I like listening to Michael J. Douglas in the mornings. He's hilarious. Up next on A Bite of the Minneapple, Linda Jackson will take us to one of the oldest streets in Minneapolis, to the Deli on Harmon. Take us where the food is, Linda. Hi, welcome to the Bite of the Minneapple. I'm Linda Jackson, and today we're here at Deli on Harmon. And I'm here with Jerry Schuler, proprietor of Deli on Harmon. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Nice of you to stop in. Our deli is located at 1610 Harmon Place, right on Loring Park. Come on in and we'll look around.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice setup you have in here. Well, tell me, how did you get started? What kind of made you think about opening up a deli or a type store like this?
Well, I've had a lot of time in the grocery business. Excuse me, and I was out of business for a couple of years and looking around for a new location for some kind of a business, and came upon this location, which we really enjoy. I like it down here. And
it's real nice right by the park.
It's really a fun place to be, and so we've been here for about 16 months now.
Okay. Has business been pretty good in that time?
Yeah, it's been real good. It's really picking up.
Word getting around then?
It's turning out real nice.
Okay. Well, what type of food do you have here, or what's your specialty items?
We make all of our own salads here, and we make them from scratch. This is a few of our salads we've got on display today here. We've got our tabbouleh and our marinated vegetable salad. And we've got our garlic chicken salad, which is one of our favorites here. It's really a good seller. We sell a lot of it. And probably right along with that is the turkey. The turkey is breast of turkey with some Jarlsberg cheese, and it's a very good popular seller. We do sell quite a few different types of domestic and imported cheeses. Our most popular cheese is the domestic cheddars and the Swisses. And of course, Jarlsberg is one of our better sellers there, the Jarlsberg from Norway.
So you also use a lot of these cheeses in your sandwiches?
Oh yeah, we use them in our sandwiches and we use them in our salads and our cooking.
Looks like the next case here, we have some bakery items.
We make all of our own croissants. breads, cookies, donuts. This caramel pecan croissant here is a real favorite.
Yeah, you also have a few cookies and snack items.
Muffins and brownies. There's, you know, we sell a lot of them.
Well, how did you decide on a deli type store?
Well, I guess I've always wanted to get into the food preparation business and serve the food. We've always had a few favorite things we like to prepare, and thought this would be a good opportunity. We also sell a variety of crackers that go nice with our different cheeses, and we have a nice variety of beverages, your waters and fruit drinks and non-alcoholic beers and wines.
Yeah, I noticed that most of it's natural and not, you know, the soda pop type, but mostly made from natural things.
Right. We try and keep our products to the natural product.
Speaking of natural, we also have some fruit over here, oranges, just your basic fruit. I suppose those are good sellers on hot days.
Well, the fruit goes well, you know, with lunch, because a lot of people come in here for lunch. They buy a sandwich and a fruit juice or a soda and grab an apple or an orange and go to the park, and so it works out well. Yeah,
I noticed that you have a nice sit-down, informal atmosphere. People tend to be themselves here. You have a nice clientele.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. This area is a highly populated area with, I think, probably your middle age group, you know, and so we get all kinds of different people who stop in. We also have a nice selection of jams and jellies, and we buy these from a few small distributors who kind of specialize in products like, for instance, this Sweet Mary's double chocolate sauce is made by one of our customers, actually, and it's a very good on ice cream, and she makes it right in her own kitchen.
I noticed you have some interesting art pieces here. Are they made by local artists?
Yeah, these three here are done by Brantley Kingman, who is a local artist here in the Twin Cities.
Some very interesting pieces. They're just here for display?
Well, they were, and then we liked them so well we bought them.
Here I see my personal favorite, the candy.
Oh yes, we got some nice selection of candies here.
Are these also homemade by some of your customers, or where do you get these products?
Most of our candies come from a local candy manufacturer called the Sweetery in St. Paul. And he has a nice selection of some of your all-time favorites, licorice and just what you see here. They're all real nice and fresh and good. We sell a lot of snacks and we sell a lot of candy. And these are some imported items we sell. Like this one comes from England. And there's some from Denmark and various countries.
Okay, and over here it looks like we have many kinds of coffees over here. Are these good sellers?
We sell a lot of coffee beans. We get our coffees from various companies around town, and the French roast and the Italian roast are two special blends that we have, or not really blends, but two of our favorite beans.
And so can you grind your coffee right here?
We grind it right to whatever you like to have it ground, you know, if you like a drip or whatever method you use for making your coffee. And this is the coffee we use here at the restaurant, the French roast. And it's a hearty coffee. If you like good strong coffee, you'll like it.
Wake you up in the morning, right?
It'll do that.
How would you like to comment on this one?
The food is very good here. It's very good. It's very healthy, and you know, a lot of us come down from working out in the sweatshop afterwards because it's good, healthy food, and you know, you're getting good nutrients, and it's not like going someplace and eating garbage after you bother to try to get yourself in shape and do something positive for yourself. You can come here and get something healthy.
Do you have a personal favorite?
The curried tuna is wonderful. Wonderful. It's really good.
And so do you come here often? Are you a regular customer here at the deli?
Yes, I am a regular customer here, and one of the best things about this this deli in particular, besides the food, is the environment. The people are very friendly here. It's a very nice atmosphere, and the prices are very reasonable.
That's good. And do you have a personal favorite?
Personal favorite as far as food?
Yes, as far as food.
Cherry Coke and tuna sandwich.
I still like when Jeff called, I thought it makes easier.
Well, thank you, Jerry, for letting us come down and put your store on the air and spending some time with us and showing us around.
Well, you're entirely welcome, and I sure thank you for coming in here and filming this.
Okay. Okay, remember that's Deli on Harmon, located at 1610 Harmon Place, right across from Loring Park.
This brings us to the conclusion of our program. I hope you've enjoyed the time you spent with us, and will be able to partake in some of the activities that we've shown you today. In the meantime, then, this is TJ Naeem
and Lori Johnson from A Bite of the Mini Apple. Wednesdays and Fridays, 8:30 p.m., Channel 33. Goodbye!